What's up, guys? Um, yeah, I'm here. Look at this. Got my fucking Lucky Me See Ghost, whatever the fuck. Um, I like it black. I know there's like other colors, but I like this color because that's what I'm on right now. I'm on my like black shit, and yeah, I'm pretty like I just bought like a couple like hoodies, and I was just very I guess you could say somewhat like yeah, I'm just buying a couple hoodies and like now I have like this, you'll see it throughout the streams, but I have a couple favorite hoodies that I have and this is just one of them and I'm glad I got it, based on yay shit, um but yeah, I'm very I like it a lot. I like the feel of it. It's very simple. It almost also kind of feels like an armor sometimes. Like this is very weird, but yeah. But yeah, what's up, guys? Um, we're gonna get into a lot, but I'm just gonna talk for a little bit. What can I say? What's the new thing? You know, I'm gonna tell you guys actually about something that recently happened to me within the last week, and it has a lot to do with the job that I'm trying to look for. Is that I've been applying to a lot of remote jobs, and I've been trying to kind of like get very specifically down to like the kind of job that I want, and I'm close to it. It's just that I got one technically, but that job was a fucking job scam. They scammed me, and it was like the first time that I went through something like that, and I didn't freak out that much, but it was very annoying. And of course, I didn't give them like super super details, but I did give them my account, like that, and because of that, I had to close my account and start up a new one. It wasn't a huge amount of money that I lost, but they did scam me, so that was the case. But the good thing is that it wasn't a lot they were trying to get. I mean, it was a lot. It wasn't a lot that I had initially to begin with. But yeah, um, I'm just here. And I basically just like dealt with that for like that momentary time, and then it was annoying. But right now, specifically today and even tomorrow, I'm about to open up my new account. Yada yada yada. And that's it. But I went through that. It was kind of annoying, but I'm glad that I went through that because I learned something new from a technical basis, and also just learned. I already knew this, but obviously sometimes you gotta like go through not a deliberate, but you gotta go through some kind of mistake, and through those mistakes you learn. This is just how it goes. That's how life goes. We all know this. But yeah, um, that's what I recently went through. But yeah, right now I got a lot to work on, and this is a moment. I mean, this is like I said, I'm continuing. The grind doesn't stop. I'm gonna continue to do this, and I'm gonna live up to exactly what I said. 5 days out of the week, the grind of streaming just continues, and this is gonna keep going and going and going. And then at a certain point, you're gonna see me. You're gonna see me go nuts. You're gonna see me go crazy. So just know that for the people who are here at the beginning, know the fact that would be inevitable and that would be the case. That would be, coming along. That would be that would be coming along that time, basically. But overall, I was just checking something. Overall, I would say that yeah, that's the case pretty much. And then yeah, that's the case. This stream, I'm going to make it short. I don't want to be here for too long. I'm gonna make it like max 30 minutes. Tomorrow we'll make it. I mean, not tomorrow or Saturday. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow, but Saturday I will stream for an hour. Sunday we'll stream for an hour, and then we'll finish it off. And then we'll just rinse and repeat for the next week. Basically, next week I plan to do it all the way Monday to Friday, straight out. But I don't want to like miss and then let the weekend kind of go by and then just do it again and again and again. But yeah, I'll just, the whole point of this is like right now, technically, to be a little bit meta, what I'm doing is I'm practicing. I'm practicing getting comfortable talking to y'all, and it's very weird to kind of be, I guess, under this lens because I'm so used to watching other people and other streamers like Aiden Ross and Kai CNET and other people like that. Like I'm used to that, but it's very weird to now be right here and me doing it. It's very weird, but I'm glad obviously that I'm doing this and sort of the process right now. I guess to give you a bit of an insight is that I'm going to stream for like this whole month. Well, I'm gonna stream the whole year, but like the trajectory is basically within the next 3 months, I'm going to consistently stream for um this. I mean, specifically this week, I just want to watch you know videos, um, and then and well, actually not this week, and then the next week I want to just watch videos, and then the next week I want to and then the next week. But basically, this whole month is going to be just focusing on playing videos and playing games, basically. And then after that, it's um it's and then after that, I will implement another aspect, which is Omegle. That will come in later. I'll be doing it not as often because I want to make sure that like when I do it, that I can profit out of especially Omegle, because like with doing it yourself, streaming like that, like it's like a lot of it is dependent upon me. But when I do Omegle, there's another factor. There's other people involved. There's other people to talk to, and I want to make sure that when a good like conversation or moment happens, whether of like surprise or conflict or controversy, whatever the fuck it may be, that I capitalize off of that. Look, I want to make sure that I do that. So I don't want to miss those moments. So that's why I don't want to be doing it as much. But when I do Omegle, I'll do it like for the first time, like without streaming, like for the first couple times, like 2 times, just to kind of see, because I've never done Omegle before. And then after that, I'll do it, and then and then I'll just kind of you're gonna see me just do what I need to do. There's a lot of technical things that I have to prepare for. Like I see that a lot of people put like an image above when because some dickhead may show his dick or his or some girl is like showing some titties or whatever. So there may be something like that, but overall, um, I'm pretty. That's basically the gist. So the road is basically that, master that for a month, then I'd suspect like around May I'm gonna start to slowly implement. Like I'm gonna do it probably like once a week. The Omegle aspect, and so that will be implemented, and then after that it's like you know 3 months, and then so by the end of June, which in total would be three months of consistent streaming, I would be doing that, and then that's the final cap of like me mastering streaming, and then after that, uh, I'm gonna begin the marketing process. I'm gonna start preparing the marketing process by the beginning of May, and by the end of June, which by that time would be 2 months, um, would be about. Wait, just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, sorry. Um, yeah. So by the end of June, it would probably be like around. Let me check something real quick. By the end of June, it would probably be around. I don't know. I would probably say like about. Um, by the end of June, I would probably suspect that it would probably be like around. Um, what could I say? Like by the end of June, it would probably be around. Um, what can I say? What could be the thing? By the end of June, basically, like, so 3 months of consistent streaming, 2 months starting May, ending June of practicing marketing, and then after that of preparing the marketing rather, and then after practicing preparing the marketing, and then the marketing process regardless will either start either earliest earliest July, latest uh August, regardless. Because before I was thinking like, well, I want to get out of the house before I do that, but I don't want to necessarily be dependent on that to do that. So I do think that it's important for me to do this because there's a complete train of opportunity that I have right now, especially with everything that's been going on. The reason I'm inspired to do this is because I saw Sneeko. I don't agree with everything the guy says, but I respect the grind that he had in that moment of what he did. And within that moment, I really got inspired by that, by what he did, and I just want to capitalize of that, but make it into such a bigger thing, like make it into such a thing that is like unstoppable, and like I want to be like on a I show speed, Kai Cenat, Aiden Ross level. I want to be that kind of streamer for a while. Obviously, for the people that will know me and that will get here early on, they will know that to me this is more than just than I guess you could say like it's more than just a particular gimmick of like that. Like I'm using this as a vehicle to what I really want to do and what my mission is. But I want to make sure that I focus on it and that I master this because it's very important. The internet, I cannot ignore it. It's a part of me. It's a part. It's what I've grown up with. It's everything. It's my second brain. It's like it's and I'm pretty sure that's the case for all of us. But we all have a different relation to it, and not everyone uses it in the same way. And certain people definitely use it better than others. And I want to be the people that use it better than those other people and interpret it in such a different way because I do. I have a completely different interpretation. I don't think like everyone else. I don't. So I just want to make sure that I completely profit in every single way out of this and that I make essentially an art out of streaming and I've seen people do it. Like I see kind of Kai doing that. I see um I see Kai doing that. Um I saw Sneeko to an extent do that, but no one has kind of fully, and even I Show Speed, but no one has kind of fully done it to like its full capacity. And this is such a huge window of opportunity for something very special. And I know exactly what that is. And because of that, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I want to profit out of that. I'm going to keep it a buck. I want to profit out of it, not you fucks. So, so I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to see it and you won't even realize what I'm doing. Then after I accomplish it, then I'll explain to you. But, but yeah, essentially, there's a lot, there's a lot that I have to do that I have to work on, and yeah, but overall, that's pretty much the case, and yeah, we're just gonna keep. I didn't realize that I was shaking the fucking computer because I keep moving my legs like that. Yeah, but yeah, man. I think I have a lot of inspiration. But yeah, all right. Well, that's enough talking. So right now we're gonna watch like three videos, and I think it's gonna go over the 30-minute mark because I was actually talking for a while now. So I think I'm gonna accomplish a little bit more than that, but I don't know about an hour. But we'll see. But let's watch these videos. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna have to put on my glasses for this one. Um, I hate these glasses. I need to get I need to get this fucking job because I need to buy new fucking lenses. I hate this shit, and I don't want to be wearing my contacts anymore. But I'm gonna have to have. Yeah. Oh well, that's a whole nother thing. I'll get it. But um, what else? Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to see what I'm gonna be watching specifically. Okay. Yeah, that's your daily dose of the internet. All right. Yeah, I got one video. Cool. And then that's your daily dose of internet. All right. The weirdest loss. Okay. Cool. Got that. And then I had one cool video. I didn't want it to be too fucking long. Nothingness. The philosophy of existential despair. I love this channel, bro. It looks so cool. What is the meaning of suffering? Suffering. Present age. Actually, should I watch that video? Because I'm trying to think of like, let me see how much time. 18. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The present age. Either or. Actually, yeah, we'll do this one instead. Alright, cool. Yeah. Alright.
Three Doors Down.
Ah,
Away
bro.
from the Sun anniversary tour.
I hate this. I
Special.
hate that, bro. I hate the
Hello everyone,
ads.
this is your daily dose of internet. A few
Alright.
weeks ago,
Wait. Yeah, alright, cool. Your phone camera is lying to you, is what this says.
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of Internet. A few weeks ago, Samsung admitted that they fake pictures of the moon using AI, so someone decided to test it out to see if it was true. They found a picture of a regular white circle and placed it on the other side of their house. They then zoomed in as much as they could to trick the phone into thinking it was a picture of the moon. The phone camera then replaced that white circle with a picture of the moon.
Interesting. That's crazy. Wait. Whoa. Man. I wanna fly a jet, but I don't know. Should I be like Tom Cruise and fly a fucking jet? Why not? Why not? I wanna buy a jet and fly it. Maybe I'll die. Hey yo.
One of my subscribers went inside a grocery store in the UK and saw that they are putting GPS tracking devices on expensive food products. It's supposed to be a way to prevent people from stealing.
That is fucking crazy. I mean, I understand, but
This is what it looks like to be directly underneath a tornado when it's forming.
even though it would be stupid, there's something majestic about existing under those, literally under those circumstances. Something weird.
These are what old ancient Arabic numbers look like, and they look very similar to the numbers we use today. The symbols they made actually served a purpose. The amount of angles in each symbol marks what that number is. So the number 3 has 3 angles, the number 4 has 4 angles, and the number 5 has 5 angles. Since the symbol of 0 has no angles of any kind, it has no value.
You know, I fucking hate math, but there is an art to math. There's clearly an art to math. And through math, it's like you figure out a lot of truth about things because it's trying to get as empirical as possible about things. So it is, I guess, to an extent, as truthful as it can be, and there is an art to it. I guess at a certain point in my life, I'll figure it out. But right now, currently, no, it's still not. But you oughta do.
You silly kitty. I can't put him back yet. Oh.
This guy probably has the fastest internet in the world.
I'm about to install GTA right now. Look how fast it downloads. Watch this. Watch the speed. Look at... it's terabytes. Like, what? And it's already done. Like, that's crazy.
Scientists that study meteorites are almost always based in Antarctica. The white snowy landscape makes it very easy for scientists to find meteorites. This is why over 60% of all meteorites ever found were discovered in Antarctica.
Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that either.
I guess there's some sort of internet challenge where people try to ride these giant vibrating machines.
This is my mom doing a jelly challenge.
What the fuck?
That's Lucia came in, isn't it?
Is that how hot it is? Oh, it's because of the reflection. Yeah.
Family has a pet deer, and apparently deer can get the zoomies just like dogs can.
It's pretty cold.
That is the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon.
I want to meet this guy, whoever this guy is behind the scenes. Whoever the fuck you are, I'll meet you one day. I'll meet all my favorite YouTubers one day. All the small ones, big ones, whatever. I'll do it. Alright, cool. That was a good one. Alright. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. Can you get copyrighted for just fucking singing shit? Like, I gotta know that. If that's the case, like a lot of other things is stupid, but I don't think so. I hope it's not. At least not to like the fullest extent. But I'll sing it for now. And if not, fuck you. I'll sing whenever. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. Want me, want me, wanted me. Ew. Alright, cool. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I know I'm very fucking boring right now because this is the beginning. I'm figuring things out. Give me a fucking slack, okay? Give me a slack. I don't even know what that phrase comes from. Sometimes you just say shit. Give me a slack. Such white boy shit. But yeah, give me a slack, whatever the fuck that means. Alright. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. Alright. Let's go to a channel that we have not seen before. Well, no, I've seen it, but like, I'm glad that I get to watch this with you guys because this is one of my favorite channels. I love this guy. Ad.
At the real luxurious Gucci,
I need to
Louis
change.
Vuitton, Prada, luxurious, scoring something amazing for 9.
Shut
Now,
the
if
fuck
you know
up.
me, you know I'm a law.
I dress better than you fucking niggas. Alright? So shut the fuck up. With your weird ass pants. Talking about like, well, this is how I dress. Fuck you.
Law-abiding citizen. You might even say I'm a stickler for the rules. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a law-abiding citizen. You might even say I'm a stickler for the rules. Such a stickler that I'm the type of person to always contact the police whenever I see a problem or a situation I feel uncomfortable in. Like what you doing walking around outside in my neighborhood wearing a coat and a hoodie in negative-degree weather? Murder? Robbing houses? Nah, I call the police every time I see that. I fear for my life. Let's just say all my neighbors hate me. But hey, I just love following the rules, and you looked mighty suspicious wearing a hoodie the way it's supposed to be worn. However, even though
Nah, bro, what the fuck is he doing, man? Like, why you acting? You're a brother, as they say. Now, I'm not even saying it right, but what is he doing? Like, what is he doing?
I very much indubitably love the laws of the land, and if I'm lying, may God strike me now. I do think there's some laws that make me raise my eyebrows. Laws that make me think, why is this even a rule to be enforced? Like jaywalking. I'ma just get the obvious out the way real quick. But why is this illegal? Why do I have to wait for the cars to pass for me to cross the street? If I got to cross the highway, I'm gonna cross it. I have the right of way. And if they hit me, free money, I'm suing. I feel the same way about red lights too. It should be legal to run them. Nah, but for real, there's some goofy laws out there you probably have done that you ain't even know were illegal. Like in Alabama, it's illegal to marry your sibling. I know you Alabamians are mad about that. You finna start a second civil rights movement after hearing that. But they do got some random laws over there. Like it's illegal to wear a fake mustache in church. The reason being is because they take church really seriously over there. And they don't want no distractions while they're praising God. And if you get convicted of doing this, the punishment is usually a $5 fine. Or 3 months jail. Another Alabama law is no carrying an ice cream cone in your back pocket while walking down the street. And the reason why this is a law is because back in the old days, thieves used to do this to steal horses by luring them away with the ice cream. And honestly, I understand why this is a law. Like, who in their right mind is putting ice cream cones in their back pocket? You're gonna sit down on a bench and smear the ice cream residue on there. Shit, if I see someone do this, I'll arrest them myself. And this is probably Alabama's craziest law. It is illegal.
It is weird, but I mean, that's kind of stupid. I mean, ain't that obvious? Ain't it obvious?
To put salt on a railroad track, and the maximum punishable offense for this is death. So there, if a cop catches you putting a little bit of salt on the railway, you get the electric chair. That's crazy, bro. And the reason why they have this law is because the salt attracts cattle.
Hey yo, hey yo, this. Wait, let me just go a little bit.
Cop catches you putting a little bit of salt on the railway, you get the electric chair. That's crazy, bro. And the reason.
Okay, this. I understand why they do this. Obviously, I understand the practicality, but as a man, it's got to be the worst, most compromising position to be in. It's fucking like. I just always thought that was weird, but I understand why it needs to be done. But if you got a sus cop, he's waiting to devour that ass. Okay,
reason why they have this law is because the salt attracts cattle onto the tracks, and that's obviously not good if a train is coming, which I understand they're trying to protect these sheep. Wait, are sheep cattle or is it horses? I don't know, it dropped out. But getting the firing squad just because these things don't know a train is coming right towards them? Not my fault. And they got weird laws like this across the country. Like in Alaska, it is illegal to whisper in someone's ear while they are moose hunting, and it's considered an offense to push a live moose out of a moving airplane, which, okay, obviously. And kangaroos are not allowed in barbershops. First of all, I didn't even know there were people in Alaska, let alone kangaroos. Second, is it really common of an occurrence to push mooses out of airplanes for that to be like written down in the law book? I always had a bad feeling about this state. Now I know that moose killers. In Georgia, all citizens must own a rake. It is against the law to tie a giraffe to a telephone pole or a street pole. So if you're going shopping, just leave your giraffe in the car. Also, donkeys may not be kept in back.
What? Like, why is that even okay?
And in Quitman, Georgia, it is illegal for a chicken to cross the road. Seriously? Why though? How could they do this to us? Now we'll never know why the chicken crossed the road, cause he's in jail. And in the sorry ass state of California, it is illegal to set a mousetrap without a hunting license. So you better get a license or become friends with Remy in your house. By the way, his name is Remy. Not Ratatouille, you dumbasses. It's like you guys didn't watch the movie. In Blythe, Cali, it's illegal to wear cowboy boots unless you own at least 2 cows. In Burlingame, it is illegal.
By the way, Ratatouille is a goated movie. I remember watching that a lot when I was a kid with my sister. I watched that shit like a bunch of times. I'm just checking my IG for no reason. Well, I guess a reason. It's just my story. There's always a. Actually, I'll talk about this when I finish this video.
To spit, except on baseball diamonds. They must really hate baseball over there. It is illegal to sell silly string and Lodi. And the worst Cali law I seen. It is illegal to cry on the witness stand. So imagine you.
What the fuck? Okay. Maybe for. What would be the reason as to why that's illegal? I'm trying to think. Like, what would be the reason? What would be the reason?
In court as a witness to your parents' murder. And on the stand, you start tearing up going over the events of that gruesome day. Then the judge.
Oh, okay, yeah, because the judge is just like, shut the fuck up. Like, get over it. I want to be out of here.
Judge sees you tearing up and is like, nigga, is you crying on the witness stand? Get this dude out of the courtroom right now. They're a criminal too. Just like that murderer over there. What kind of shit is that? I never thought I could look at this state any lower than I did before. But hey, life's full of surprises. Then the next hellscape of the US, Florida, got some laws too. Like it's illegal to fish while driving across a bridge. I don't really know how that worked, but okay. It is illegal to skateboard without a license. Now, who's
I got that exact grip tape of that skateboard. By the way, I like that horror red imagery,
skateboards
whatever that was.
with a license? That's a skill even a dog can learn. Getting a license to skateboard is the biggest waste of time. Also, it is illegal to break more than 3 dishes per day. You break 4, you're screwed. You better watch out. It is illegal to sing in a public place wearing a swimsuit. Women may be fined for falling asleep under the hair dryer in a salon. And a special law that prohibits unmarried women from parachuting on Sunday, or she
RDC goated, by the way. RDC goated.
shall risk an arrest, fine, or jail time. Wow, Florida. I thought you were more progressive than this, but now I see how you guys really are. Women don't deserve
Progressive? Florida has never been. I feel like out of the states, it's not really progressive. It's, I mean, I guess, but Miami maybe, but yeah, I don't know. I'm in Texas. I'm in Houston. So I don't know what I would say about the city, but I love my city. I love like the balanced aspect of my city.
this unfair treatment against them from the state they call home. Women deserve better.
Shut the fuck up. I hate this pussy ass bro. Whatever.
I'm 6'8", by the way.
I know. He's just fucking joking.
I'm also a diamond on Overwatch. And hey, where you going? And it's not just the U.S. with weird laws like this. I ain't forget about the rest of the world, thinking y'all safe from my 100% factual takes. Like in Sweden, it's illegal to spontaneously dance in a bar or a restaurant unless the owners have a dance license. Why the hell y'all need a dance license to bust a move anywhere? What if I'm just feeling a little happy that day and I want to go to my favorite restaurant and dance a little? I go to jail for having fun? Now I'm never going to Sweden. And in Rosario, Argentina, it is illegal to name your child's first name Messi because that's his hometown. Now, the dick riding is insane.
Damn, man. Exactly. Exactly. I was about to say that.
They could have done this for a better player, like Maradona, RP the GOAT. But banning a whole name just because a good football player was born there? That's crazy PP munching. In Thailand, it's illegal to step on its local currency because it's seen as disrespecting the king. So if you see one on the street while walking there, you better die for it instead of stepping on it for keeps. In many regions of Africa, you need a permit to watch the news channels. In Egypt, it's a mandated law forcing you to vote no matter what, even if you stupid and don't know anything about the election. In Singapore, it's illegal to chew gum. And in the
Oh man, fucking ratchet ass fucking looking bitch, man. Like, I hate that shit. I hate sitting around a girl. I remember when I was in school, like when I was in elementary, and there was like this girl. I think her name was like Olivia. She was like this black Hispanic girl, and she was big, but she always smelled fucking. I only thought dudes can smell that way. I didn't think a girl can smell that way. And this girl smelled atrocious, bro. It's like, I hope I never smell like, because you know, sometimes you're not aware of your own smell, so maybe you smell like that. Sometimes I get conscious about that. So that's why I do the things, and I don't even know if I'm doing it right. But in terms of just complete odor, like she smelled completely atrocious, like terrible. Like I couldn't believe it, bro. I was just always like, why? No, I don't want to sit next to her, bro. Like it was that bad. It was a big fucking fat black girl, and that was the case.
Norway town of Longyearbyen, I bet I pronounced that wrong, it is illegal to die. Yeah, they banned dying.
Hey, yo, Grant Gustin,
They
Flash.
found true eternal life. They made death.
Hey, yo, what? Where's that from? Where's that from? I want to know where that game is from. That's so weird.
Illegal. Nah, but the real reason why they have this law is cause it's so damn cold over there that when someone used to die in the town back then, their bodies would freeze and not decompose in the cemetery. And these
Dun,
bodies
dun,
would
dun,
spread
dun, dun,
diseases since
dun.
they weren't decomposing. And that's obviously
There goes the real cloud pleaser. Almost is not moaning. Da-da.
a very bad thing. So they stopped accepting bodies at the cemetery and
I'm so sorry. Go, MJ.
banned
My hero,
dying
man. My hero. Come on. Oh wait, I didn't mean to.
their town. So if you ever die there, they're gonna revive you real quick and tell you to go somewhere else. They're not gonna deal with that. Or maybe they're just gonna arrest your corpse. The government is weird, man. All over every country they got some weird laws like the ones I just said. But we'd be here all day if I listed every single weird law from every single country. So yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. Does your country have weird laws? Comment down below about it and I'm not gonna read it. And in conclusion,
Legalize nuclear bombs.
here comes the boom! Here comes the boom! Here comes the y'all don't really
Y'all don't really want now. I remember that song, bro. You gotta be a specific fan to do that. I remember when I used to watch two movies. It was let me pull up the my little screen to explain that story. But I used to watch there was two movies that I used to watch. I used to watch like a lot when I was a little kid, and that was Stump the Yard, and that was Longest Yard. They both have the name The Yard. So but yeah, golden movies. One is like super hilarious, and then which is Longest Yard, and then the other one, Stump the Yard, is like incredibly motivational. And it was around the time where like I was a super fan of like Chris Brown, and he showed up in the movie. He played the brother of the main character, and it was just like it's a go-to movie. I love that movie. It's a very inspirational movie. So yeah, I love that movie. Yeah, but then that other song from Longest Yard, yeah, I think that's a Neo song. Neo, I think. Nelly or Neo, I don't know. I think most likely Nelly, but yeah, it was just like I don't really want that boom. Here comes the boom. Here comes the boom. Here comes the I don't really want that. Yeah. So yeah, it was that. By the way, the story that I was gonna say before when I was looking at my Instagram is that there's a girl that, you know, she's always looking at my stories, like always. And I met her like probably like it was around the end of 2021. I was going to school, like physically in San Diego, 'cause sometimes I was taking online classes, but I was going to school and I went to that campus for the first time because they have multiple campuses, and I went to that one. And and I met her like in very like surreal circumstances. It almost felt like a David Lynch kind of film, like it didn't feel real. And I just saw her in the hallway and she was there alone. And then I spoke to her a little bit, and then yeah, she was like this spiritual type of girl, like astrology bullshit, whatever. I say bullshit because like a lot of bitches, like, they talk about that. But what I did like about her is that she had more of a unique standpoint from it, but it's still very similar. But I enjoyed that time. She's a bit of a freaky girl, and I just kind of, ever since then, she just followed me. Well, we follow each other, but I never look at anything that she has to fucking do because I'm busy and I'm working on things. And although I go on a bit of tangents in my stories about this fucking thing or that fucking thing, at the end of the day, I'm working on my purpose. I'm not saying that she isn't. I have no idea, but I'm not paying attention to her. But sometimes, from time to time, I look at my stories and I see that every time, every fucking time, she is there. So she wants me. It's a I love a spiritual soul. See, she wants me. She want me. She want me, my guy. Like, yeah, so I know she want me. I know she do. So I don't know why she's playing these games, because, we could just get it down. But either way, I'm not trying to. Well, I'm trying to improve. I'm improving my Riz in my game, because I definitely, infinitely need to improve it. Because I got a lot of work to do, because I've been isolated for too fucking long. But but um but I also just need to focus on myself at the same time. So that's the case. But yeah, a little bit of a. I don't think I told that story very well, but for what it's worth, that is the case with that. So I'll leave it at that. And let me see if I wanna. We're close to an hour. I'd say. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Mm, 46 exact, to be exact. Let me see. Yeah, let's watch this. I said 30 minutes, but we actually ended up doing the hour, so that's a W. So let's just do this. Let's watch this last video. Alright. Alright. Let's watch this video.
Oh, hey!
Fuck
I
you.
was just going for a drive, which is
I don't
wild
care.
because up until
Either or a
Alright. Let's watch this. Either or, the video presents the main ideas of the book in a 10-minute limited format. It is not a substitute for the actual reading. Alright, cool. Either or Soren's Kierkegaard. So yeah, I don't know how to say that name, but let's get into this dorky existentialist shit. Alright? Alright. Okay, let's go.
Either or, a Fragment of Life, was published by Søren Kierkegaard in 1843, making it his first major work. The book was written under the pseudonym Victor Eremita, Victorious Hermit. In the preface, Victor Eremita tells us that he has found two papers in an old desk. They express the viewpoints of two distinct figures with radically different beliefs. The unknown aesthetic young man of part 1, called simply A, and the ethical judge of part 2, which he calls B. The first volume opens up with the papers of A, starting with the Diapsalmata, which expresses a recurrent mood, capturing A's moments as an aesthete. I feel as a chessman must, when the opponent says of it, that piece cannot be moved. When I opened my eyes and saw reality, I started to laugh and haven't stopped.
When I opened my eyes and saw reality, I started to laugh and haven't stopped since. Well, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, right now, funnily, you see the jester right there. And that's because, commonly the jester, or, in modern terms, the comedian, is the person who tells the truth, because you can't be you can't be funny without telling the truth. Because what makes things funny is that the comedian is the person who points out the elephant in the room often. And he's if you're the truest comedian, you go to the core of the truth, often the uncomfortable truth, and those are the people that do that. Like the people that I think of is probably like George Carlin or Dave Chappelle or yeah. Um, I never wanted to be a comedian, but I'm very inspired by comedians. Um, like artistically because they just like there's a sort of I guess poetic. There's certain I would say more specifically like Dave Chappelle. He has a very poetic way of presenting his comedy and and a very purist and artistic way of presenting it and I just love his comedy. He's one of the greatest. But yeah.
Since a fire broke out backstage in a theater, the clown came out to warn the public. They thought it was a joke and applauded.
That is also true. Often at times like this is the reason why the jester commonly was like the only person that could joke about the king because he's the one that beautifully had the beautiful circumstance of doing that. And because of that, but the only reason that's the case is because the the king knows the truth of what he's saying, but he knows that but the audience doesn't. So they just take it up as a laugh. And that's the tragedy of being the comedian is that the audience, although you know your function, it's still sad to see that most people won't take you seriously. And the people, the king will take you seriously, but he knows that most people won't take him seriously. So he knows he's going to win at the end of the day. And that's the tragedy of the king. So that's another thing. I think about these complexes a lot of the times. But yeah.
He repeated it. The acclaim was even greater. I think that's just how the world will come to an end. To general applause from wits who believe it's a joke.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's how the world will come to an end. To general applause from wits who believe it's a joke. They all laugh. And it would end right there. It's somehow a beautiful tragedy. It's horrific, but it's beautiful at the same time. I don't know. You see, this is what it's getting me to.
If you hang yourself, you'll regret it. If you do not hang yourself, you'll regret it. If you hang yourself or you do not hang yourself, you'll regret both. Whether you hang yourself or you do not hang yourself, you'll regret both. This, gentlemen, is the essence of all philosophy. In the immediate erotic stages of the musical erotic, A expresses what he finds pleasure in, music. He seeks to understand seduction through music, which expresses the most abstract idea, the spirit of sensuality. Words are unable to express the mood itself. It is too heavy for words to carry. Only music can express it. Imagination has no limits, and it is the most useful tool in obtaining pleasure for the aesthete. He praises Mozart's opera.
Exactly. I would think that like one of my favorite songs of all time is it's Enjoy the Silence, and the reason why is because actually I want to kind of pause this just to explain this because this song really actually means a lot to me. So I would say that it Enjoy the Silence means a lot to me because it's a melody. It's like if you ever heard the song, it's like dun 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 dun. There's something so like there's something optimistic about it, but there's something tragic about it at the same time. I can't quite pinpoint what it is, but there's something beautiful about that melody, and it's one of the reasons why one of my favorite songs of all time, especially like different interpretations of it that give it more of a like that. But even just the classical version of it, it's beautiful. The first time that I heard that song was it was the version it was a Denmark winter version of it. It's like a more trailer song, like piano version of it. And but it was like it was like heavy and it was like dramatic and I love that song. Actually my girl she showed me that song for the first time and yeah, every time I think about that song I think about her. So yeah. All right.
Of Don Giovanni, and considers him as one who ranks among the immortals in the realm of music. The opera is based on the legends of Don Juan, the ultimate aesthete who seduced 1,000
Don Juan. That's
free women, since repetition dulls pleasure. He lives a life of immediacy and self-centered pleasure. This makes him an unreflective aesthete, thoughtlessly pursuing pleasure. The next 3 essays are directed to the Symperanekromenoi, a Greek expression coined by Kierkegaard, translated as Society of Buried Lives. It is an expression used to designate the kind of people Kierkegaard would like to write for, convinced.
This is a very cool video that I've been watching. Well, not watching, but I've been waiting. Not a cool video, but a cool channel that I love out of this guy. And I just can't wait. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is, but yeah.
That they would share his views, a society of individuals who are living lives that are spiritually entombed. In the first essay, Ancient Tragedies Reflection in the Modern, A states that we have passed from the unreflective sorrow of the Greeks to the pain of the reflective modern man. Suffering has not been eradicated, but has switched focus. The pain of modernity is characterized by reflection on suffering. It holds the individual responsible for his own life. However, many do not want to reflect on responsibility as it gives way to anxiety. They prefer to follow what other people say instead of being themselves, losing themselves in the finite, as Kierkegaard puts it.
I want to try something a little different. If you're in a space that allows you to do so, I want you to close your eyes and take a big breath in.
The next essay, Shadowgraphs, is an entertainment for the mind in which A contemplates the importance of inner experience, and if psychologists can really give it.
I want to comment on that just a bit. I do believe that the reason most people want to follow is because it's comforting, because it gives away responsibility. To be truly free doesn't mean to be free of things. It means to be free to do exactly what you need to do. That's what it means, and most people aren't equipped for that, or aren't courageous enough to do that. I think technically anyone could do it, but not everyone is going to be brave. Well, I wouldn't say technically. I feel like there's people who are just can't do it, which is a huge swath of people. Then there's the other half, which makes it most people, like 99%, who are just afraid to do it. So it's really the combination of the ability and the courage to do it. Like there's a huge swath, I wouldn't say majority, but I'd say like a huge swath of the population that can't do it, but they're not like the majority. But I would say like 99% involving them as well are the people that won't have the courage to do it. So it's a combination of both of those things. And sometimes even the person who technically can do it but does it is even more better. So yeah.
An accurate picture of it. Sorrow is much more difficult to observe than joy. Reflective sorrow cannot be represented in art. It is indifferent to the external, the visible.
It's beautiful.
He uses the example of shadowgraphs, which are not visible straight away and which must be summoned from the dark side of life.
I love that. Wait, I gotta take a picture of that.
It is an inner picture too refined to be visible on the outside. It is only when one holds it up to the light of day that one discovers the delicate inner picture. In other words, the outside is the object of our observation, but not of our interest. In The Unhappiest One, A gives his final address to the Simpera Necromanoi. It is said that somewhere there is a grave distinguished by a small inscription, The Unhappiest One. However, the grave was found empty. A goes on a quest into the past to search for the one who deserves this title. The unhappy person is one who has the content of his life outside of himself. He is always absent, never present to himself. One can be absent from oneself in the future, the hoping individual, or in the past, the remembering individual. A states that the unhappiest individual belongs among the unhappy rememberers. He ends with the following message: Rise, dear Simpera Necromanoi. The night has passed. The day again begins its untiring activity, never weary, it seems, of repeating itself forever and ever. In crop rotation, A begins with the principle that all people are boring, and that boredom is the root of all evil. The worst enemy of the aesthete is repetition and boredom. This includes friends, family, and marriage. His way of life involves a restless seeking of new pleasures. One is tired of living in the country, one moves to the city. One is tired of one's native land, one travels abroad. One is European, one goes to America, and finally dreams of traveling from star to star. To overcome boredom, A proposes crop rotation. Instead of constantly changing the soil, he plants different crops on the same plot of land to keep the soil fertile. The goal is to take the same activities and produce fresh sources of enjoyment, maximizing one's happiness and avoiding boredom. It is an intensive cultivation of pleasure rather than extensive. The whole secret lies in...
That's why I say that there's probably a particular tragedy when it comes to accomplishing your goal too early in your life. That's why I feel like a lot of people, I think in a weird way, I mean, most people can't think of it that way because they don't end up achieving it. And that's just, I guess, the other tragedy of life is that no matter what, there's always some reason to, I guess, die. But you know, there's a reason why a lot of successful people, particularly like celebrities, they end up killing themselves because, and most people wonder like why, like they had it all, they had a thank you, they had it all, but you're wondering like they had it all, but there's something I guess about there's something about that particular thing that's because once you accomplish the goal, there's something tragic about, like it's like the what now question. And I think that's the reason why I think, although I think that's the reason why a lot of people, because they get like some existential crisis as to, well, was there any purpose in doing what I did? That I worked this hard to get here, and now what? It's this kind of like point. Like you did everything, and yet you still feel sad. So that's how they get.
In arbitrariness, he gives the example of being forced to listen to a boring philosophical lecture. On the verge of despair, he notices the perspiration of the lecturer, entertaining himself in focusing on the beads of sweat, so much so that he urges him to keep on with the lecture. A is a reflective aesthete. He turns away from the world to find something more interesting in his reflections. He follows the science of pursuing pleasure, contrary to the immediacy of Don Juanism. The next section is the seducer's diary. A tells us that this is not his work, but rather written by Johannes the Seducer, a man who documents his journey of seducing a woman by the name of Cordelia. Not so much for love as for the aesthetic fun of abandoning her later. He stalks her and takes great pleasure of planning the seduction. They ultimately get engaged. As soon as she's deeply in love, he calculatedly gives way to tension and manipulates her. The letters cease, the unrest increases, marriage is scorned as ridiculous, and so on. He succeeds in having her break the engagement herself. Once Johannes has exhausted all his imaginative possibilities, and having her reach the highest level of passion, giving herself totally to him, he leaves her, as it would lead him to boredom. It is spiritual violation.
I ain't gonna lie. I do be thinking like that sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I do be doing that. Don't ask why. I do be doing that. I get some kind of euphoria out of it. Don't ask why.
A cannot help but feel anxiety upon reading these papers. It is one of the most horrifying things Kierkegaard ever wrote, and a warning to aesthetes.
You guys know how it is when you buy a new Mac. It's super fast at first, bro. And then pretty soon after, it starts to slow down. That's probably
part 2 of the...
I'm gonna have to switch this to B because it's annoying.
Book contains the papers of B, who writes 2 letters to A. He tries to persuade him over the ethical sphere of life, characterized by social and morally proper life. However, he does not want to lose his attention, as A will perceive it all as boring. Thus he begins with his interests, the aesthetic validity in marriage. The aesthete believes marriage is a limitation, as he enjoys the game of romantic chasing. The ethicist, however, argues that marriage is the actual poetic love, which consists of a continual rejuvenation of one's first love. It is not a regretful backward glance at unstable romantic love, but rather a duty one must fulfill, which is a testament of romance. In the second letter, B proposes an equilibrium between the aesthetic and the ethical. The aesthete's either-or is to do it or don't do it, you'll regret it. He never chooses because he would regret the choice he doesn't make. He is in constant conflict and crippled by his choices, preferring to experiment with life, escaping the moment into fantasy. His existence is devoid of personality because choice itself defines personality. The ethicist's either-or is to choose between the aesthetic or the ethical. He chooses the ethical and immerses his whole personality in what is chosen. I choose absolutely, and I choose absolutely precisely through having not chosen to choose this thing or that. The ethicist who focuses on duty ends up receiving more pleasure than the aesthete, who seeks pleasure only to find unhappiness and despair. Happiness is one of those things that we're much more likely to find if we're not looking for it. And the last word being...
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm trying to think if I have something to say about that, but nope, that's true.
Includes a sermon which he has received from a friend. He writes, "Take it, then read it. I have nothing to add, except that I read it and thought of myself and thought of you." It is noteworthy to observe that he conflates the religious and ethical spheres, a theme Kierkegaard would later explore in Fear and Trembling. The sermon serves as spiritual advice for the aesthete and the ethicist, to realize that against God we are always in the wrong. By accepting this, one's restless mind and anxious heart can find rest. Each individual can become conscious of a higher self than oneself, and embrace this spiritual self in an eternal understanding. Kierkegaard was far more interested in making us think than in giving us answers. We are thus encouraged to decide for ourselves the merits of the various viewpoints presented.
a beautiful video. I love this channel. I recently discovered it, and I love shit like this. Like, if you know me, I love getting in my deep existentialist bag. So, yeah. Alright, let me... Alright, well, it was nice, talking to you guys, you know, obviously, for a lot of reasons, and I'm glad that, you know, we're continuous on, and, you know, it's just a road that I'm very, you know, excited about. I'm excited for y'all for the world to finally know who I am, to not be isolated in, you know, this room anymore, but for the world to know who I am. Because I deserve to be the biggest thing, and that'll be the case. So, I'm very excited overall. So, yeah, we're gonna continue this on. I won't be streaming tomorrow, but I will be streaming Saturday and Sunday, and yeah, and then after that we'll just continue, obviously. But for this week, it will be Saturday and Sunday, the last 2 days out of the week. So, let's continue this. We got a lot to work on, a lot to do. But the grind don't stop. Alright. Alright. We're gonna end this.